We're Nicki and Carlo and we live in Positano, Italy, except we also just bought a house in Tuscany, which we're currently renovating, so we live there too. Join us as we turn this house and olive grove into a dream home and get to grips with living in two different parts of Italy. The strange thing about living in two different places is that when you're in one house and it's time to pack up and go to the other for a while, you find that you don't want to go. But the same happens in the other house. You settle in quickly and in the end it's just home, and when it's time, you don't want to leave there either. Apart from Tuscany and the Amalfi Coast, I've spent quite a bit of time in England lately too. A third home, you could say. So all in all, even though I wasn't too excited to come back to Positano with so much to do in Tuscany still, I'm actually happy to finally be here. After all, it's our main home and where our family is. I've been away for 11 days and I'm back and there's not much food in the house. I don't know what they've been eating, but I'm going to write a shopping list and go and meet Carlo. It's very complicated. Now this is why. So Carlo has been complaining that he can't do the shopping because every time he goes out he takes the dogs with him, and Indy doesn't go on a scooter, so he can't pop down to the shops, and you can't go by car here because there's nowhere to park. So he says he hasn't been able to do the shopping. So he's obviously been waiting for me to come. So he's taken Indy for a walk. Holly's with me. She's refused to go with him. I'm going to walk up with Holly, take Indy from him, give him the shopping list, and he's going to take the scooter and go down and do the shopping. And then we'll have food and we can eat. Apples and fruit in general. I write the shopping list in English and then he phones me for the shop and he's like, what is fruit? I've come back to all the roses blooming. It looks glorious, look at that. Looks even better from up the steps. Okay, let's go get Indy and send Carlo off with a shopping list. Carlo said that when he came back, his calves hurt for the first few days because he was out of condition from climbing the steps. So this is my first time up, and I suppose I'll report back in 2 or 3 days and tell you how my legs feel. I was feeling kind. I rewrote the shopping list in Italian for him.
Pensavo che non si accendeva dopo più di un mese, anzi dopo 3 mesi. Vediamo dopo.
Bye! It's definitely the best way to do the shopping. Send somebody else to do it for you, go home and wait for it to come to you.
Sì, dobbiamo vedere se abbiamo 2 peperoni rossi, abbiamo solo peperoni gialli.
Oggi sono stato fortunato, mi hanno aiutato a fare la spesa, anche Carmen che è andata via. Ma guarda, è un piacere venire a fare la spesa qua, tutte queste donne belle. Sono fortunato, è vero Luisa?
Sì, fortunato.
Sto facendo vecchio. Sono un po' fuori allenamento. Ancora mi devo riabituare alle scale.
other than what I've written on the list, we've got donut peaches and nectarines. We've got fresh cherries because it's cherry season here at the moment. They're big, juicy black cherries, really lovely. This is a casualty of carrying shopping down 500 steps. A bit squashed. Smoked mozzarella. Capers, cucumbers, apples, beans, chickpeas. It's 10 to 2, we haven't eaten, so I'm going to make something quick, and I'm gonna make, it's pretty obvious, an insalata di riso, a rice salad. So we want rice, we want mozzarella, we want a little bit of red onion, we want some cucumber, we want some tomato, and I'm sure I'll find something else to put in it. I forgot to show you what I was doing, but I've chopped up some tomatoes, a little bit of zucchini, some cucumber, a little bit of red onion, some black olives, 1 small tin of tuna, half a mozzarella, and I'm mixing it all with some salad rice and some homemade mayonnaise because I didn't realise there wasn't any and I didn't put it on the shopping list. The morning after I arrived back, I went down to the beach to meet Elisabeth. We hadn't seen each other since March, and she's had a tough time lately. Lift me up higher, above the clouds, won't you learn? She's moved house, which is always stressful in Positano because of the steps. She'd lost her beloved dog Blackie, and then her eldest goat Chip. Add in raising 2 kids, 25 goats, running a company with 11 boats, and working 13-hour days, 7 days a week, and running her own YouTube channel, she has a pretty busy life. Whisper away my outdated doubts. Somebody do me the courtesy, dress me down. I met her as she'd just sent a boat trip off. We hugged, there were a few tears, and we sat in a bar for a while catching up. The next day, Carlo and I took the dogs for a walk down to the beach. Elisabeth had to drop someone off in Priano by boat, so we all came along to enjoy some time together. With confidence and sense, in the middle, meet me in the middle. I'm a riddle, figure me out. We'll tornadoes, we'll drink morning dew. A quick trip on a boat is tonic for the soul. The sticky, salty air makes you breathe deeper. The movement of the boat makes you feel alive. A peachy sunset and some good music was an added bonus too. It was late when we got back to Positano, so we ordered pizzas and ate them at the Bluestar desk. A perfect evening in Positano. Pizza! since we've got back, we have been asked lots and lots of questions. People are very, very curious about the differences between Tuscany and the Amalfi Coast. And I think the most asked question is, how are we finding it doing the steps? Do our legs hurt after spending months without doing them?
Yeah, it is not the same things when we are here every day. If we go in a flat place and then come back, the muscles are more...
Muscles.
Muscoli, sì.
Muscoli. Muscles. Yeah, I actually found it wasn't too bad for me. On the second day back, I could feel my calves, but they didn't hurt. You know, that real pain that you get when you can hardly walk. I didn't have that. So I think there's muscle memory there. So it hurt a bit on the second day, but after that, I've been fine. And I have been doing the steps once or twice every day. So that's at least 1,000, 2,000 steps a day. So not too bad. Holly. Holly Poo. You're not Holly Poo. You're not Holly Poo. You're not Holly Poo. Holly Poo. Vieni.
C'è spazio per tutti qua, dai.
Vieni. There we go. There we go.
Okay, I want to talk about feeling when I stay here, when we stay in Tuscany. I feel more at home here. Aspetta, io volevo dire...
Pensaci un attimo.
No, volevo dire che... Aspetta, vai, a chi lo dico?
Guarda, perché è carino che i cani sono saliti.
Ok, no, ma non che la devi cancellare. Dai, perché ti metti a fare questo?
I just went to get a pair of scissors because I can feel that Holly's got a huge dreadlock here and it's got to be cut out.
Ok, forse è meglio se lo dico in italiano che è più facile. Ma comunque il senso era quello, perché nemmeno in italiano posso dire esattamente quello che voglio dire, perché questa è casa. Qua. Però, dal mio punto di vista, Toscana sembra che sta diventando rapidamente un altro posto dove mi sento a casa. Non è ancora come qui, ma mi piace tanto lì, sono molto...
Because it's easy?
No, perché abbiamo trovato un sacco di amici, questa è la cosa più... Io mi sento a casa in un posto dove ce l'ho amici, e lì abbiamo trovato rapidamente degli amici nuovi che sono molto persone che già tengono a noi, già... non lo so come devo dire, mi fanno sentire già a casa anche lì.
Sì.
Cioè, nel senso che sono venuto qua e adesso penso che voglio tornare là perché ho persone che voglio vedere.
Sì. Even though we have people we want to see here, the difference here is that people work all season and it's hard to do things with friends because everybody's busy working, whereas there it seems to be just a different way of life. In fact, this morning, as we were walking up the steps, Caro said it's a bit like living in two completely different worlds and flipping from one world to the other, and you can't compare them because they're both completely different from each other.
Sì, però non dimentichiamo che anche le persone che conosciamo in Toscana lavorano, non è che stanno lì e non fanno niente.
Sì, but it's a different type of work, I think. They work differently, where here it's very full on, and a lot of people like Elisabeth and Peppe out from 7:30 in the morning till 9 in the evening every single day, and they don't get a day off. Whereas in Tuscany, Lorenzo has Mondays off, so Monday is the day to go out and have fun with them, and it's different.
Sì, qui il lavoro è un po' più duro perché è un lavoro stagionale che si fa tra virgolette solo 8 mesi all'anno, ma sono 8 mesi molto duri.
And the other thing that I'm finding difficult is is the fact that I keep forgetting things in various places. So obviously I've spent a lot of time in England in the last few weeks as well, and at the moment I'm a complete mess. Now, you all know that I left my phone in Tuscany and flew to England. Well, I left my keys for here in Tuscany. I left my hair straighteners in Tuscany. I've left my electric toothbrush in England, This morning I went out and I left my phone at home. This morning I also spent about half an hour looking for 2 dog leads, which then I realised were in Tuscany. And yes, I've got to get to grips with things being in different places and remembering to bring the important things with me. My reading sunglasses, I think, are in Tuscany because I can't find them here anywhere. Yeah, so that's all a bit frustrating and I need to get to grips with that.
Meno male che c'hai la testa attaccata al collo, se no anche quelli lasciavi a casa e andavi via senza la testa.
Sì.
È bello tornare a Positano e tornare dalla famiglia, che questa è la prima cosa, il primo desiderio, andare da mamma, salutare mamma, però poi rimango sempre con quel pensiero, ok, se stavo in Toscana avevo da fare questo, c'era da fare quello. Non che qui non c'è niente da fare, anche qui c'è da fare. Appena sono tornato, avete visto, ho sistemato tutto il giardino, fra 10 giorni si dovrà sistemare di nuovo, perché così sono i giardini, no? Non sono mai sempre puliti, in ordine. Dopo un po' di giorni bisogna iniziare da capo.
It's been interesting reading the comments from you guys because there's a lot of different ideas and opinions. There's people who think we should spend more time here in Positano, and people who think we should leave Positano and go and stay in Tuscany, and people who seem to be happy with us wherever we are, thank God. But it's been interesting to see what everybody thinks of it there as well, because it's very different to here. Even though it's still Italy, still the Italian dream, it's very different. And it's been interesting to see how Carlo has adapted, because at the beginning he wasn't sure if he would be happy somewhere without a sea view, because he's lived in Positano his whole life, so the sea view is just part of life for him. So to live in a place where you can't see the sea was a very strange idea, but in the end it hasn't made a huge difference. Non ha fatto tanta differenza alla fine.
No, I miss the sea for sure, but I'm good without the sea.
I think also because there we have that wide open view of the rolling hills off to the mountains in the distance, that because we still have a very big open view, it makes up for it. Did I just bonk you on the head? I'm so sorry. Anyway, we're going to spend the rest of the month here and just get back into our Positano lifestyle before heading back there to carry on with the works. And seeing it'll be summer when we get back, we're going to be doing some stuff in the garden, I think.
Oh sì, c'ho un progetto interessante per quel buco nel giardino, quello spazio dove non c'è niente. Sarà un bel progetto.
Sunday lunch in the garden is one of my favourite things to do. I love the ritual of preparing a meal with the radio on in the background, laying the table and then sitting there for the rest of the afternoon. Both of these recipes, pasta al forno and fennel and orange salad, can be found in my recipe book. There's details at the end of this video or in the description box below. This time we were joined by Elisabeth and the girls and Carlo's cousin Andrew, who ended up getting a lesson in Napolitano.
Oh yeah, punta la su. Oh yeah. Attenzione. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Guarda, sono tornati.
Le meringhe, ti ricordi?
Dai, prendiamo tutto. Tutte e due. Ah, piano piano
Piano piano
e cuoci.
Guonci guonci.
È la stessa cosa. No, non è guonci, è guonci. Con la C, con la C.
Quunch.
Quonch.
Guonci.
Quonch. Can you speak like this?
Quench.
Quonch. Is that right?
Can you speak like this?
Quonch, quonch.
No, lo traduce
Ma tu ce la
istantaneamente.
fai? Tu
Sì, sì.
Napoletano.
devi dire voglio andare giù in spiaggia in napoletano, dici?
Aspetta.
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 Voglio andare giù in spiaggia.
In napoletano.
Giù is Napolitan, isn't it?
No,
No?
in Italia.
You said it before.
Abash.
Abash.
Oh, abash.
E quindi fai tutta la frase?
Io non so come. Io rimane io.
Allora.
Io.
No,
io.
no, te lo dico io a
Questa
te.
è la spiaggia in napoletano?
Spiaggia.
Oh ma?
O magosa.
Ok. Allora, facciamo così, facciamo un esempio. Tu sei insieme a Barbara. Chiami Barbara, giusto?
Chi è Barbara?
No.
No, Gioia!
Gioia!
Gioia.
L'hai salutata anche prima.
No, Barbara, scusa. perché
Barbara è
stavo pensando
osteopata.
alla osteopatica. Allora, tu sei insieme a Gioia.
This is the worst
Ma Gioia, ho
language.
sbagliato
This
di
is the worst language class I've ever been in.
Gioia.
Gioia. Gentile.
Scignam bascia marin. Scignam.
No, scignam.
Scendiamo.
Yam.
Yam bascia marin.
Yam bash.
Perché di solito, perché si dice yam abbascia giù? Perché di solito sei più su. Positano sei più su della spiaggia, no? Ma se sei già alla spiaggia non puoi dire yam abbasciami, sei già abbasciami.
Mi piace il
It's
napoletano.
difficult.
I'm trying to learn one language at a time.
But you have to learn two here, that's the thing.
I know it
If you
is.
don't learn two,
Well, you
but
learn,
you can't
you
join
learn
in
one, but you
conversation.
hear another. That's the
Yeah.
challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we can ask how Barbara feels.
Ok,
How upset?
How
Talk
Barbara
about
feels.
Barbara, who's not even here.
torniamo alla macchina.